Having a plan B means you do not believe in your success. Because when you think back to when you were a little kid, 4 years old, and you had a dream, you wanted to be an astronaut, a football player, an NBA player, you want to go do something crazy. And you didn't have a plan B. You probably didn't even understand the concept of a plan B. What you believed that it was just going to happen. You knew and you had conviction in your abilities, whether you knew it or not, that you would just make it happen. You would literally just become an NFL player because it was that simple. Until you start getting into the school system, talk to your parents, talk to your friends, and they start to tell you maybe shoot for something a little more realistic. Maybe shoot for something so you don't fail. And what these people are looking at is fear. They have a mindset of fear, not abundance. And sure, some of the stuff they're saying is goodwill. They don't want to see you fail and go hard at something just to not achieve it, right? But at some point, you will have to take that risk and you have to believe with true conviction that you are going to make it happen and have the mindset that there's abundance and you can make it happen. It's easy, right? And that's exactly what I believed in my path to going D1. So I want to take you back to when I was a little younger, kind of when this journey really started. I would say it's right when I turned 13. My 13th birthday was when I kind of started taking this seriously. I was doing some training before then, things like that. But for my 13th birthday, I wanted two things. I wanted a weight set for my basement, literally a barbell and a rack, and like 300 pounds so I could get a little strong. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's bodybuilding encyclopedia book. I don't even remember what it's called, but some 800-page book. Basically, how to be a bodybuilder, how to get strong. Because my young mind, I knew something. I didn't know exactly how to be a great football player, but I knew if I could be strong or look like Arnold, I thought I'd be pretty good at football. And I didn't have a plan B. I didn't think, okay, well, I'm going to read this book. I'm going to train for a couple years. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I knew that I was going to read this book and I was going to make it happen. I didn't know how yet, but I had that belief that at the end of the tunnel, I saw the Division One version of myself. So I read that book, that entire 800-page book in literally 4 days. Still blows my mind a little bit. Got to training, and I continued to push myself for a really long time. Still having that belief in the back of my mind that I was going to make it happen at all costs, even when things didn't necessarily go perfectly. And I want to take you a little further down the road to kind of my real first adversity that maybe could have shifted some people's beliefs. Be like, man, maybe D1 isn't for me. My freshman year of high school, I was a decent player. I started on varsity as a linebacker since game one. And then the fourth game of the year, our starting running back got hurt. So I got put up to be our starting running back. So I was starting at linebacker and running back. So I was pretty excited for this game. We were playing a pretty good team. We were not particularly good. I think we went 0-9 that year, so we were pretty bad. And in that fourth game, I broke my collarbone, got tackled wrong, kind of got trucked, and that was that. And I could have thought in that moment, man, maybe this isn't for me. It obviously hurt an insane amount. I thought I dislocated my shoulder because it was like moving around up there. And I could have thought, man, that might be it. Maybe this won't heal as much as it should. I was like 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters away from getting surgery. Would have been an even worse setback with that. But I held true to what I knew, that I was going to be a D1 football player at some point in time. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had a broken collarbone. Felt like the end of the world at the time. It was like 4-month rehab, but I made it happen. So I rehabbed that. Everything ended up being okay, thankfully, and I continued to keep pushing. My sophomore year went pretty well, and I kind of had a choice to make. It was a fork in the road moment for me after my sophomore year. I was an all-conference running back and all-conference linebacker. So I put up good numbers for a sophomore, and I knew our team wasn't going to be the team that would get me to where I wanted to go. Wasn't a great environment. We were 1-8. The coaches didn't really support people going to college as much as other schools did. So me and my family made the decision to go to IMG Academy to send me there. And if I went there with the belief that I could not go D1 and I had a backup plan, I guarantee you it would have failed miserably. My family spent tens of thousands of dollars to get me there. They believed in my vision so much, or at least wanted to give me the opportunity to help me achieve my dreams. And I had 100% conviction that I would do it. And things almost broke that conviction along the way. Literally, my first game there, missed 5 tackles. Literally thought everything was over. My parents just spent tens of thousands of dollars. I get out to IMG Academy and just get absolutely showed up by the Florida competition. Obviously, it's a lot different than Green Bay, Wisconsin. Missed 5 tackles, got a touchdown scored on me, lost the game. And it felt like the game was on me in essence. And I thought that was it. Started to question my decision to come to IMG Academy. And that was truly one of the pivotal moments, probably the most pivotal moment in my entire high school career looking back at it. Because I chose to keep fighting. I chose to believe after I got out of my own head. Took a little bit of time for sure. Took a couple of days, took a week to figure out, like, yeah, this is for me. D1 is mine. I'm going to go get it. Once I got out of my head, I still had that full conviction I would make it happen, even though adversity literally hit me right in the face. So I continued to strive to make it happen. And I would say there was one final thing of adversity that kind of threw me for a loop, to say the least. So after that junior season, did get an offer from Missouri State, committed there, moving up to D1 FBS, a school I was super happy about. I was the first one to commit their class, so I was really bought in to what they were doing there. I was absolutely in love with the school. Go out to my senior year, do pretty decent, 15 tackles in the first game, 5 tackles for loss. The training I had been doing in the offseason was really paying off. I truly believed I was that D1 type of guy. I was an FBS player, and I was playing like it. Till midway through the year, got a call one day when I was back home, actually back home from a hurricane, and my offer got pulled. Something about they didn't have a spot anymore and they weren't taking any linebackers for my class, which was just an absolute gut punch. Felt like literally every single thing I had worked for, it just got ripped out from under me. Everything we wanted to do with IMG Academy, all the time, the effort, the years since I was 13, even younger, all the way up until I think I must have been 17 at that point, 18, pulled out from under me. 5 years of work. And it sucked for sure. I remember back home, I was training for a little bit around that time. And there's a trainer of mine at the gym I would go to, and I talked to him about it. And he's like, yeah, Jacob, honestly, this happened to one of our girls I've trained before. You might have to seriously consider going D2. And I heard that. And it made me mad. It made me pissed, actually. Because I had that belief that I was only a D1 prospect. I didn't have the D1 or bust mentality that I was not going to play football at all if I wasn't D1. But I understood I was a D1 level type of guy, and I was going to make absolutely anything happen to get there. That was someone who, he wasn't ill-willing, trying to say I should go D1. He was just trying to keep it realistic with me and give me some wisdom. But he had a limiting belief. It's like, yeah, I think you're going to be a D2 guy. Like, this is just what happens. And I did not believe for a second. Even though multiple people, especially him, know nothing wrong with this guy, they didn't believe that D1 was my path. Believed it was D2 would be better because of what happened. But I never let that break my conviction that I was that D1 level guy because I knew I didn't have a backup plan. I had never considered going to a D2 school or a D3 school. I'd never taken a visit at a D2 or a D3 school. Never posted any of like the D3 offers that I had gotten because I knew it was either D1 or nothing for me. I had that belief that it was going to happen. And sure enough, I come back from that hurricane, literally no practice. Funny thing, I think I get in there to the game day, I think the night before, and I just show up and play the game. Had one of the best games of my entire year. 16 tackles, I think 3 4 tackles for loss. One of my best games after literally no practice, got just an absolutely terrible week, and I made it happen because I had that belief, and I now had a little pressure that, yeah, I don't have a safe commitment. I can't pull off the gas like I was for a little bit. I have to go after it and chase it and make sure I earn that Division 1 spot that some people didn't believe I could do. And that fueled me a lot. And what do you know? End up picking up a couple D1 offers, and now I'm at Furman University playing some D1 football. All because I had that belief and I did not have a plan B that was going to stop me from going all in on my success. I had to be all in the entire time or I would not have made it happen. If I let the other people's agendas of my teachers, the coach that didn't want me to transfer from Southwest, the trainer that told me I should go D2, if I listened to their agendas and didn't have a strong enough conviction in my belief that I was going to go D1, it would have happened. They would have been right. But I knew from the start that that was my only option. And that's exactly what I did. So I challenge you to find your North Star goal, whether it's going D1, maybe it's something else, and going 110 miles per hour at it with no backup plan. Because if you have that backup plan, you know in the back of your mind that there's a chance that you're going to fail. And we know there's a chance, makes it a little harder to give it absolutely everything you got. And to go D1, it really does take everything you got to make it happen. So, challenge you to find that goal, go at 110 miles per hour, and do not listen to the other people's agendas who don't have that same North Star vision as yourself. Keep going, keep pushing. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one.